For Friday night girls high school basketball coverage tonight. It's a non-conference matchup between two BBC teams, the 2-1 Stryker Panthers and the 1-4 Hilltop Cadets. Joining me, of course, tonight, Suzanne Hollabaugh. And Suzanne, we saw Stryker the other night. They had to dig themselves out of a double-digit deficit on a couple of different occasions against Eaton, found and clawed their way back, got a win, got great contributions from different kids, put three in double figures. I think all in all, a pretty good night if you're a Stryker basketball fan, and if you're Connor Roofer and the kids, and the way that they were able to discover themselves as the night wore on and picked up a good win over a decent Eaton team.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that was a definite early confidence booster to get down double digits, as you mentioned, a couple of times and be able to claw their way back. That's huge, and it does a lot for young kids, which predominantly Stryker is.
So what were things that stood out for you that night? What were some things that maybe were knowns? What were some unknowns that you got answers for as the night unfolded?
As always with Stryker, they're going to hit some threes at critical times, and I felt like they did that a couple of times to get themselves back in the game. The most pleasant surprise for me on the evening, and I'm sure for Coach, I was going to say Varner, Coach Roofer as well, was the Clemens girl, the freshman. She was outstanding that night, both ends of the floor. I thought she did a really nice job, and just was a boost, and I was just really impressed with her play.
And we talked in our pregame that night, we talked in the postgame then with Connor Roofer about life without Sage Willis. They lost other kids, and they were quality kids. We mentioned Lexi Wickerham and Caitlin Myers and Gabby Ramon. They lost a bunch of kids. Yep. But when so much of that offense, both what she was doing scoring and distributing the basketball, ran through Sage Willis the last 4 years, you always wonder, how is it going to be? And it's still a work in progress, yep. But I think even on that front, she got some answers. I
would say as well she did, and part of that we saw because of the pressure of Eden, who was going to step up, who was going to be that go-to leader with the basketball in her hands, like Sage was for, really for the better part of 4 years. I mean, she started as a freshman and took care of that, and for definitely the last 2 years, if not 3 years of her career, was like a one-man press breaker. So I think some questions got answered that night. I think some other kids stepped up and showed that they could, take that role, handling the basketball and being able to break those presses.
Let's talk Hilltop. This is our first look at the Lady Cadets this season. Troy Grimm in his 6th year and really has done a nice job of stabilizing the program and improving the program.
Yes.
I know 1-4 start this year, but 16-7 a year ago. They tied for the BBC title at 6-1. So they have been in turnaround mode the last 2-3 seasons, and they feature this year probably the preseason choice for the player of the year in Libby Baker.
Yeah, I would agree. Got to see her play last year. Obviously, as you mentioned, we haven't seen him play yet this year, and she's obviously a very good basketball player. And has a lot of good skills, plus the size that she has. That's a huge difference maker as well. Struggling, I think, to find some other answers offensively would be my take, just based upon the scores that you shared with me earlier. So, again, it's young in the season, and that's probably some of the things that Coach Grimm's trying to figure out.
Just getting started here tonight on our pregame show. Hilltop coming in at 1-4, Stryker at 2-1. We had a chance, or our Adam Gubernath had a chance to catch up with Connor Roofer of Stryker and Troy Grimm of Hilltop. And our Brian Ford Lincoln conversations with the coaches will be coming your way next.
You work hard for your money. That's why we see to it that your money works hard for you, not someone else. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, our earnings belong to our members and go right back to work for you, from better rates to lower fees. We've got the products and people to help you build a more fantastic future every step of the way. Join 14,000 other people just like you who want to do more with their money. Imagine a different possibility at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union.
Willis Electric takes pride in doing electrical work for residential, commercial, and industrial settings. They're ready to complete any job you have, big or small, they do it all. Give Willis Electric a call at 428-3161 for your next electrical job. They'll do it fast and they'll do it right the first time. They're located 5 miles south of Stryker at the intersection of State Route 191 and US 6. Willis Electric takes pride in their service and also takes pride in supporting the Stryker Panthers. Good luck, Panthers.
And we're back on the pregame show. It's our conversation with the coach, and we are talking again with Stryker head coach Connor Rufer. And Connor, congrats on a win earlier this week, Tuesday night. Sounds like a nip-and-tuck game. What were some of your takeaways from the win on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's definitely always a battle when we play Eden. I feel like, it's always a physical game, and I was just proud of our girls. We were down at 10 at points and then up at times and then tied going into fourth quarter, and, we came out with a win, and that was just encouraging to see, especially as a younger team, to push through, when we were down 10. So it's something that, we have some fight in us, some competitiveness in us, and that was just nice to see.
It sounds like, just listening to you kind of talk about that, a kind of a growing up moment, for lack of a better word, that you maybe saw out of some of the girls on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we haven't been in, this type of a game yet this year. We kind of got blown out by Pettisville, Fayette wasn't a super close game, so this is the first time, it's been kind of back and forth where, every possession counted there towards the end. There's maybe some extra pressure, and the way our girls responded to that, I was really proud of.
Who are some of the girls that played well for you specifically on Tuesday?
The one girl that just stands out to me was Aubrey Clemens, coming off the bench as a freshman. This is only her third game as in her whole entire high school career, and she stepped up huge for us, knocked in a huge three-pointer up top, knocked in some big shots in the post, some free throws, handled the ball against Eden's press there towards the end. So, all of the girls I was super proud of, but, her ability to step up as a freshman was just huge, and, you don't see that a whole lot. A lot of times freshmen come in hesitant or, not really knowing their role, and that's not Aubrey.
Connor, safe to say going forward, one of the positives with this group, one of the strengths, maybe the balance that you can put on the floor with 5 of them at any time?
Yeah, I don't think, we don't have one dominant post and one dominant, guard or shooter. I can sub in it, and we have, that balance on the floor. And I think, the girls work well together, and they understand that, hey, if things are working out on the floor, then, when I need to go out there, I need to make sure that I'm doing my job, too, for whoever I subbed in for. And, yeah, I agree that it's pretty balanced. It's not any, okay, we have 3 6-footers out there and we sub, and there's, 3 5-footers out there. They're all pretty just similar in the way we play. Anything
not sit well with you coming out of that game? Maybe something that you decide, you look at the film and you say to yourself, well, this is something we need to kind of clean up here going forward?
Yeah, rebounding. I didn't have to look at the film for that one. Just rebounding, you could tell during the game, we just were not great on the boards. And, we take away 10, 12, 14 points from Eden if we would just not let them have second chance shots. So the next practice was pretty much strictly rebounding drills and going over footwork, those sort of things. Because, rebounding was not great. And, the girls took that next practice seriously, and hopefully we see some changes in tonight's game on that end.
All right, so tonight back at it with Hilltop. What do you know about them?
They have one of the better players around the area in Libby Baker, and, she's tall. She likes to dribble. She'll post up, so just something that, we're focusing on, but also not overly focusing on and, leaving any other girls wide open because those other girls are capable of making some shots as well. So, just on the defensive end, knowing where 13's at, where she's at, and helping when we need to, and rebounding, especially when we are at that height disadvantage with Baker, and just being able to box out and go get some boards.
And kind of like what we talked about on Tuesday, still at this point, you have a good idea what they're going to provide and what they're going to present, but still worried more about what you're going to do tonight, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just kind of our mindset, especially towards the beginning of the season, is what do we need to improve from the last game? Let's make sure we're doing it in this game. And, we do scout and we focus on that other team, but, we're more worried about what we need to do at this point in time.
It's our conversation with the coach. We're talking with Stryker head coach Connor Rufer. Connor, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More on our pregame show coming up. Beat the chill at Knocking Point Outfitters. Thaw heating products, rechargeable seats, hand warmers, and heated wraps for cold weather comfort. Grab a gift card for the perfect outdoor gift. Visit them on County Road 17, just south of U.S. Route 6, outside of Bryan. Knocking Point Outfitters, your warmth destination.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
And we welcome you back on our pregame show. Time again for our conversation with the coach. And we are talking with Hilltop head coach Troy Grimm. And, well, Troy, coming off a really nice win for your girls on Tuesday night. Got a big effort out of Libby Baker, who hit for 33. Overall, I'm assuming happy with what you got from the girls earlier this week?
Oh, yeah. We were hoping to come out and play well, which we did. North Central played hard the whole game. We finally put together a decent game for us after the first 4 games where we've struggled a little bit, and that's credit to the opponents that we had too. I mean, so it was nice. It was nice to get a win. Hopefully, a little confidence boost for the girls going into the game tonight.
X's and O's on the court Tuesday night, Troy. What did you like that you saw from the girls?
We were a little bit more patient on offense. We're still not shooting the ball that well from the outside, but we're, like I said, we're a little bit more patient. Turnovers, we had a lot less turnovers, and that's been the bugaboo the first 4 games here. Way too many turnovers. So hopefully that can carry on into the upcoming game.
You know, Troy, I don't know if people realize just how young of a basketball team you are. You are loaded with freshmen and sophomores. Young basketball team, isn't it?
Yeah, we're very young. We got basically 5 girls that it's their first year playing high school or playing varsity basketball. And to be honest, high school basketball, because Bryn Rodriguez had her ACL. She tore that her freshman year, so she's coming back. And I think 3 other freshmen that play up there for us. And then one that played JV last year. So basically, we got 5 new faces up there. So it's going to take a little time to mesh and get that team cohesiveness.
You know, Troy, here we are early in the year for you, 5 games in. And how much time are you still spending on fundamentals? And I know that that's something you work on throughout the course of the year. But do you spend some extra time early in the year on a lot of the fundamentals of the game?
Yeah, we kind of went back to it a little bit more after the first few games here, just as far as passing the ball well, I guess, for lack of a better way, putting a little something on the passes. But a lot of it is in game where you're making the decisions. You know, we always talk about the mental side of the game, and in high school, that's where a lot of these games are won and lost, is decision making. They're seeing it on tape, and they're getting better at it. We just got to be patient and trust the process, and hope that they learn as we move forward.
And you kind of already alluded to this, coming off that win Tuesday, just a little confidence boost for the girls. How big is that, just to kind of feel better about themselves coming away with a win Tuesday night?
Yeah, it has to be huge for the girls. And we're hoping, like I said, we'll find out a lot more about us tonight and in the upcoming game. But it's always nice to get a win. It's always more fun to win once in a while. So hopefully we can carry that on.
Well, tonight, get a matchup with Stryker. What do you know about them? And, Troy, how much of it still at this point is not so much worrying about what our opponent is going to do as compared to what we need to do to be successful?
You nailed that right on the head. I really haven't even watched any Stryker film, to be honest. Right now we're trying to fix us. I mean, for lack of a better way to put it, we got to do better ourselves before we have to what we're worrying about them. I know Stryker's going to come out and play hard. I mean, Connor has them playing hard every year, and that's just the nature of that program over there. So it's going to be a battle, and then they're going to be fundamentally sound. So and it's been great games between the two of us the last several years. So we expect another battle tonight.
On the court, give me a couple of big keys for Hilltop in this one.
It's going to come down to turnovers and rebounding. It's the little things. If we don't turn the ball over, we'll be fine. We'd like to try to push the ball up and down the floor a little bit. We haven't gotten to that point. I don't think the girls know what it takes, to be honest, to get there. Those that played last year know. but we're getting better at that. We need to get some points off transition and play a little bit better defense. We're still really trying to find ourselves on the defensive side of things.
It's our conversation with the coach, talking with Hilltop head coach Troy Grimm. Troy, appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight in this matchup.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take a break. More on the pregame show coming up.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Back out here in Stryker, inching closer to the opening tip tonight. Coach H, let's talk Hilltop on the road. Very, very young basketball team. How do they compete and be in this in the fourth quarter?
Well, one of the things we saw Tuesday night from Eden was that pressure, full court, three-quarter court, and I think Hilltop's got to do that. They've got to pressure that basketball and get Stryker to get some early turnovers and maybe get some easy looks and get some confidence going. I think they need to get their big girl, Libby Baker, going early and often, but they can't put it all on her. They've got to find some balance somewhere. Be ready to defend Stryker, and again, defend that three-point line. We've seen it how many years now we've been doing it, that they'll get hot at the right times, and you got to make sure that doesn't happen. Again, they've got to take care of the basketball. They're a young basketball team, as you mentioned, and they're going to have to handle the pressure that Stryker's going to throw on them. Could be a close ball game, so you got to make those free throws as well.
All right, Stryker, how do they get to 3-1?
Pressure again. The lady cadet ball handlers, because they, again, young kids, put that pressure on them, get those early turnovers for Stryker and get that confidence going. I'd like to see them get Emma Falk going early. She didn't get much of a chance on Tuesday because she got herself into foul trouble, but I think she's a key. They're going to have to try to put the squeeze on Libby Baker. I don't think you can prevent her from scoring, but try to limit how much scoring she's able to do. Again, they've got to take care of the basketball. They had some troubles on Tuesday doing that. Rebound the basketball. They had some troubles doing that as well on Tuesday. And then, again, keep hitting their free throws because they did on Tuesday. So hit them tonight.
Those are some thoughts on this one tonight. Let's meet the starters for this Stryker Hilltop game. For the Hilltop Cadets, coached by Troy Grimm, it'll be Molly Dickinson, a 5'4" sophomore. Bryn Rodriguez, a 5'10" sophomore. Libby Baker, a 6'2" junior. Aliana Van Arsdalen, a 5'4" junior. And Sophia Crossgrove, a 5'7" freshman, starting tonight. For the Stryker Panthers, coached by Connor Rufer, their lineup shapes up like this. Abby Oberlin, a 5'4" sophomore. Laura Light, a 5'7" senior. Allie Rufer, a 5'7" sophomore. Emma Falk, a 5'8" senior. And Aubrey Clemens, a 5'9" freshman. So each team with a freshman in the lineup. By the way, for Hilltop, there are no seniors on the roster whatsoever. They have none in the program. And little idiosyncrasy for Stryker, they have no juniors in the program whatsoever. That's the area we didn't touch on the other night. We'll take our final break of the pregame. The opening tip from Stryker when we come back. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters. The Stryker Athletic Boosters is always proud to be a part of Stryker Athletics, and they want to salute the hard work of all the athletes that are competing this season. If you'd like to be a member of the Stryker Athletic Boosters, contact a coach or a booster member. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters.
You worked hard for your money. That's why we see to it that your money works hard for you, not someone else. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, our earnings belong to our members and go right back to work for you, from better rates to lower fees. We've got the products and people to help you build a more fantastic future every step of the way. Join 14,000 other people just like you who want to do more with their money. Imagine a different possibility at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union.
Hi, this is Tammy Bergman with Andrews, O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency. Andrews, O'Neill & Lowe has cared for our neighbors for a century. We believe when communities are strong, everyone benefits. From your family to your assets, your employees to your business. We're proud to partner with Central Insurance to protect what matters most to you, because you are what matters most to us. Here's to the next 100 years of delivering on our promise to provide peace of mind on good days and when facing the unexpected. Learn more at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Willis Electric takes pride in doing electrical work for residential, commercial, and industrial settings. They're ready to complete any job you have, big or small, they do it all. Give Willis Electric a call at 428-3161 for your next electrical job. They'll do it fast and they'll do it right the first time. They're located 5 miles south of Stryker at the intersection of State Route 191 and US 6. Willis Electric takes pride in their service and also takes pride in supporting the Stryker Panthers. Good luck, Panthers.
Okay, inching closer and closer here tonight, our doubleheader weekend. Tomorrow I'll be in Montpelier. It'll be Delta at Montpelier in boys basketball. That's a 4 o'clock JV start time tomorrow, so I should be on the air around 5:10, somewhere in that neighborhood, 5:15 I would think at the latest, barring the dreaded overtime, the dreaded JV overtime. That is...
It should never happen.
Should never happen. And if you go overtime, it's the first score wins and then be done. But that's tomorrow here on B-Rock. So looking at the schedule, particularly for Hilltop, since this is us seeing them for the first time, they've played 5, lost their first 4. Montpelier, Pettisville, Liberty Center, and Tenora, all solid to really good basketball teams. The only win for Hilltop was their most recent outing. That was back on Tuesday night. They defeated North Central. Meanwhile, for Stryker, they split their first 2, losing to Pettisville and defeating Fayette, and then won over Eden here on Tuesday night in comeback fashion. So again, Dickinson, Rodriguez, Baker, Van Arsdalen, and Crossgrove for Hilltop. Oberlin, Leip, Rufer, Falk, and Clemens for Stryker. And Aubrey Clemens playing her way into the starting lineup. She had been the 6th man in those first 2 games.
Yeah, we talked about it on Tuesday, whether or not she was one of those kind of kids that maybe is better served coming off the bench, but she earned this spot, that's for sure, Tuesday.
Baker will jump center circle against Falk, and winning the opening tip as expected will be Baker and Hilltop. Dickinson on the far side on the wing to Rodriguez. Out in front it goes to Crossgrove. Crossgrove hands now to Van Arsdalen. Van Arsdalen swings it over to Baker. Baker, top of the key, now scoops it up to Dickinson. Dickinson, bounce pass left side to Rodriguez. Now to the high post, putting it on the deck was Baker, coming from behind, almost taken away by Oberlin. Now in the lane, off glass, no good on that runner, and the rebound secured by Oberlin and Stryker. She'll dump it right side now to Clemens. First offensive possession for Stryker. Clemens guarded by Baker. Out in front now to Oberlin on the right point. Hilltop is man-to-man. Putting it on the deck, and a hand check and a foul called on Molly Dickinson. She got a lot of minutes last year in her freshman season. End of 1. Montpelier has a 7-4 lead over Fayette in girls basketball. From the far sideline, this will be Leip triggering into Oberlin. Oberlin on the wing to Leip. Back out now to Oberlin. Little 2-man game now to the post. They dump it. And working down low is Clemens. Rotates it out high now to Falk. Falk dribble drive. Off glass, it rattles around and won't fall. The rebound belongs, though, offensively to Stryker, and they will reset. Resetting with Oberlin. High post now to Clemens. Facing up. Dribble drive taken away. Fires it over to the right side and right back in the interior. Clemens turnaround, no good. And the rebound to Libby Baker and Hilltop. Baker fresh off a 33-point performance the other night. Scores 16 of their 35 a game, and now an over and back on Dickinson and Hilltop.
Yeah, great pressure there by Emma Falk. She created that turnover by Hilltop.
Far sideline, and in the half court, it'll be brought in by Laura Leip. Leip brings it in now to Oberlin. Oberlin between the circle dribble. Oberlin over to the right point on the dribble. Had it poked away, but reclaims it, and now a hold, and that's 2 quick ones on Molly Dickinson. Troy Grimm is going to have to at least think about a move here.
He's not moving. he's not moving, but yeah, he probably really does need to think about it. It's pretty early.
Oberlin to the left side to Rufer. Clemens battling with Baker. Ball deflected, comes right back to Rufer. And she
nice
finds
pass.
on the right side, no on the layup. And a foul called will put Clemens on the free throw line.
That was a beautiful find by Rufer. Clemens just couldn't get it to go, but she'll see what she does here at the line. They were, I think, 70-some%, weren't they, Tuesday night at the line?
Sophia Crossgrove collects her first foul. Aubrey Clemens knocks down the free throw, and we have action on the scoreboard, a 1-0 start to this one for Stryker. One more trip to the line, and that is good as well. 2-0, and now Stryker will pick up full court pressure. Baker bouncing it in for Crossgrove. It's denied away. Loose basketball. Jump ball stays with Stryker, as Crossgrove was tied up that time with Leip.
Yeah, nice hustle there by Leip. Good hands, way to tie that up. Possession arrow is Stryker's favor, so.
Laura Leip brings it in to Oberlin. Oberlin between the circles. Neither of these teams incredibly deep right now. Down low to Clemens. Clemens banging on Crossgrove, was surrounded. Now they'll rotate it out on top to Oberlin. Oberlin on the left point. Man-to-man look defensively. Now to Rufer in the corner. She'll give it up to Falk. A spin. An up and under. Not there. Baker did a great job holding her ground.
She did.
Now they'll swing it around the right side. Clemens on a turnaround. Too strong. Rebound, though, offensively to Stryker. Rufer to Oberlin. 5.5 to go in the first quarter. 2-0 Stryker on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Now it's Oberlin backing out near midcourt. Oberlin over to the right side, pounding the dribble on the right hand. Gives to Falk. She squares up, puts it on the deck. Dribble drive knocked away. Should be off her knee and out of bounds to Hilltop, but it is.
Yep. Nice job. I'm not sure who got their hand in there, but they knocked it right off of her knee and out of the bounds of it. So first turnover on Stryker.
After one, Wayne Trace 7 and Bryan 5. That's boys basketball. As Bryan continues their GMC tour. They opened up with Edgerton and Tenora. Now they get Wayne Trace in game 3. I believe their first 4 of their first 5, as that's a Hilltop turnover here on a kick-out pass. They would be playing Hicksville in the very near future. I don't know if it's exactly game 4, but Bryan trying for the GMC championship very early on.
Yeah.
By the way, that was we just gave you a Montpelier-Fayette score. That was a dated score. Now, since updated, Montpelier has assumed control, as we assumed they would. They're up 24-9 on Fayette at the intermission. That jump shot is a long jump shot for a long 2. And on the rebound, a jump ball that belongs to Hilltop. Hilltop has taken 1 shot attempt. Stryker 0 for 4 to begin this game. The points coming at the foul line. 2-0 Stryker. Full court Panther pressure.
So here's that pressure.
They get it into Baker. Baker coming up near the volleyball line, still in the backcourt. What a luxury to have a 6'2 kid that can handle it.
Yeah.
Throws it over the top. Nice look, and now flips it out to a left point jumper for 3. Dickinson, no good. And Dickinson has remained out there with the 2 fouls. Here's Oberlin now. Oberlin to Rufer. Leip now to Rufer. Foul line, facing up, taking the 15-footer and knocking it down is Emma Falk.
Yeah, and I mentioned her early because she had foul trouble against Eden Tuesday night, so she didn't get into the flow real on offense.
So 4-0 now after the Falk jump shot. Dickinson to the foul line. Gives it up to Van Arsdalen. Now to Baker. Poked away as she was going to remove, but Van Arsdalen goes to get it. Now flashing through. Baker is nudged from behind. It's on the floor. And it will remain Hilltop basketball. Foul is going to go on Allie Rufer. Her first, team's first of the quarter. Coming in for Hilltop will be Kennedy Bailey, a 5'6" freshman, and Kenley Rout, a 5'4" sophomore. Brought in left side, jumper on the way, no good from Bailey. That was a long three, and we had a collision away from the basketball and a foul that's going to be called on Oberlin. Actually, not away, it's in the act because it's putting Baker on the foul line to try to get Hilltop on the board. Libby Baker shooting a pair, drills the first one. 4-1 now Stryker. Stryker will send in Grace Freilich and Taylor Rethmel.
Rethmel was a nice spark on Tuesday night.
Second Baker free throw, rattles around and home. 4-2, Stryker. Hilltop will peel back, and they're going to pick up a little half-court pressure. At the point of it all is 6'2" Baker, and that forces an errant throw and out of bounds turnover Lady Panthers.
And that's exactly why you pressure, to create those turnovers.
So after the forced turnover, here comes Hilltop left to right. Baker handling, being guarded by Freilich. Baker middle of the floor. Baker to the right side, gets a high ball screen. Wraparound pass, couldn't get it to Crossgrove. And it's turned over to Rethmel and Stryker. It remains a 4-2 Stryker lead. Stryker ball right to left into the half-court offense. High right side now to Clemens. Clemens top the key to Rethmel. Give and go right back to Clemens. Not intimidated, but Baker got a piece of that shot saying, get it out of here.
Yeah. Tough to shoot over the, what is she, 6'1"?
6'2".
6'2".
Up the
Even
floor now.
Even tougher to shoot.
Yeah. Baker's pass is way too tall for 5'4" Kenley Rout and sails out of bounds.
She thinks she's passing to herself there on that one.
Team I'm going to see tomorrow night, Delta, fresh off of a 17-5 year. They lead Tenora 17-8 after one. Lost a lot of kids, did Delta, from last year's really good team. Got beat by Wayne Trace in the sectional final. Here's Rethmel. Sends it over to the right side to Clemens. Back to Rethmel. 2:45 left in rolling first quarter. 4-2 Stryker. Facing up with it is Falk. They did just sub. Beg your pardon. Here's Clemens. Top side to Leip. Around to Rethmel from deep. No good. For three on the wing. Offensive rebound put back. That's no good by Leip. Loose basketball. Crossgrove has it. And as she yanked it and was pulling it away from hands, she drug that pivot foot and gives it right back to Stryker on the travel.
And I have 6 turnovers on the quarter for Hilltop compared to 2 for Stryker.
Inbounds coming from the baseline. Clemens looking. Brings it in, top of the key to Falk. She'll come over to left point to Rethmel. Over to an open Leip. Nice extra pass. Falk from downtown was an air ball that goes out of bounds, and Hilltop possession.
Yeah, right now the turnovers are not hurting Hilltop as they're just down by 2, but they'll take care of that, tighten that up a little bit.
A 1 for 9 start from the field for Stryker. Hilltop just only 3 shots. They are 0 for 3. Coming the other way with the handle is Rout, and it's turned over as they want to go the middle of the floor into the hands of Grace Freilich. Now a pull-up for Falk. Leip around to Rethmel. Good ball movement down low to Clemens. She'll go to the foul line, and now it's Falk from 12 feet, buries it.
Little nice head and shoulder fake there. One dribble. Nice, well done.
6-2. Stryker in front. Full court pressure from the Panthers. 1:40 to go in the quarter. Here's Baker. Baker to the right point. Baker with a spin move into the lane now. Baker muscles it up and in for their first field goal. Libby Baker makes it a 6-4 Stryker lead. She has all 4 of the Hilltop points. And a hand check, or a grab up top by Kenley Rout. Her first, 4th of the quarter.
A little bit of a Magic Johnson there from end to end and finishing it.
Taylor Rethmel from the sideline now for Stryker into Aubrey Clemens. Kick out now. Leip for 3 on the left point. Too strong. Long rebound, ricochets off the backboard out of bounds. So it'll be Hilltop possession. They'll send Kelsey Conley in. She is a 5'7" freshman. We've seen 3 play already for Hilltop here in this first quarter, 3 freshmen. With it now, they'll get it ahead to Conley. Conley, middle of the floor. Over to the left side to Rout. Rout guarded out in front by Rethmel. Picks her dribble up. Goes high post now to Baker. Baker wanted to put it on the deck, but it was double team. So she does bounce it over to Rodriguez. She drills the jumper. Are they going to count it? Yes, it's a 3.
3 and.
So a chance at a 4-point play here, and that 3 gave them the lead. Terrific job working inside out, and on the closeout, the foul is Freilig's first.
And so it won't be a free throw. They're going to get the ball out of bounds. So it could be a 5 to 6 point
Beg your pardon.
possession.
It was not an and one.
I thought it was going to be an and one. I'm not sure why it wasn't.
On the inbounds, now they'll dump it in, muscled up, no good by Rodriguez. The board to Stryker, trailing for the first time tonight, 7 to 6. Final 38 seconds of the first. Rethmel had the pass behind her. Loose ball to Kenley Rout. Rout waits for help because Stryker was able to get back defensively. Now it's Conley, top of the key to Rodriguez for 3, no good. Rebound grabbed by Rethmel in traffic. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let's see if Stryker holds for 1. Falk waits and provides that help. 7-6 Hilltop. 12 to shoot. Around to the right side now to Clemens. Clemens on the wing. Doesn't have a dribble anymore. 6 on the clock. 5 to shoot. Now it's to Rethmel. Rethmel has 2. Has 1. The extra pass. Falk good if it goes. It's a air ball 3. After 1 here in Stryker. 7-6 Hilltop on B-Rock Sports.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley, and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Thiel Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Thiel Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net. Welcome back. A 7-6 game after 1. Hilltop in front. Stryker 2 of 12 from the field. Hilltop 2 of 7 in that opening quarter. What do you have?
I had Stryker with 7 rebounds total, 3 offensive, 4 defensive. I had Hilltop with 4. Turnover 7-3, Hilltop favor.
So it'll be out of bounds to the Stryker Panthers, triggered in by Allie Roofer to Abby Oberlin. Oberlin across the timeline. Hilltop going to show a little 2-3 now defensively. Around on the wing to Roofer. Down to Falk. Double down on her. Rotates out to Roofer. Roofer, one to go baseline, not there. Now to Falk. Skip pass over into the hands now of Clemens. Clemens between the circles to Oberlin. Now to Roofer. Great ball movement down to Falk. Falk, an extra pass to Freilich. Turns, goes with the left hand, and gets the finish.
Yeah, nice job there. Sticking with it. Nice left hand.
Strike.
Getting ready to say good, really good defense there by Hilltop.
And Stryker retakes the lead and then forces a turnover off the fingertips of Kelsey Conley.
Again, and there's that pressure by Stryker. Hilltop's still not handling it real well.
Oberlin down to the post to Falk. She's surrounded defensively, kicks it out. Freilich from deep, no good for 3. Rebound to the Lady Cadets. Yanked down by Conley. Up ahead to Rodriguez. Her pass never there. Wanted to go to Baker. And deking her and kind of playing center field was Oberlin, but then she lost the dribble and handle, and that goes out of bounds. So Hilltop in that exchange gets the ball back.
Yeah, steal and then turnover real quick.
Sideline inbounds here for Hilltop. Tossed in by Bryn Rodriguez. Rodriguez into Conley on the right point. Hilltop left to right. Now it's Dickinson backing it out near midcourt. Dickinson tried to turn the corner, wasn't there. Now it's Baker. Passes out of a double, maybe a triple team. Jump shot on the way, no good by Molly Dickinson. Defiance leads Paulding 10-2. Boys basketball tonight. That's in the first quarter of play. Hilltop back in there 2-3. Stryker with the ball in the lead 8-7. 6.5 to go in the first half. Here's Rufer. Flashing high, it's Freilich. Freilich back outside now to Oberlin. Around the horn to Clemens. Steps out for a three. That's off target. Long rebound saved by Rufer, but saved to Hilltop's Conley. Up the sideline now. Trying to get it to Van Arsdalen. Led her too far. And retreating back to get it and get the steal is Clemens. Clemens throws it out high to Falk. Falk top the key. Oberlin straight on. Look at a three as an air ball out of bounds. And belongs to Hilltop.
0 for 7 now from the three-point line, but as we've seen many times, they can get hot, and once one does, it kind of ignites everybody else.
Sophia Crossgrove back in. There's 2 minutes gone by here in the second.
Somebody's got to come out. There were 6 on the floor.
It'll be Conley who checks out. Inbounds from the baseline to Baker now. They've held Baker to 4. It's an 8-7 game. Stryker in front. Hilltop crossing against the man-to-man left to right. Dickinson playing with the 2 fouls over to Van Arsdalen. Van Arsdalen out high left side. Fumbled the basketball away, then it was knocked away. It's going to be off Oberlin of Stryker.
Nice hands there by Oberlin. Just ran out of real estate. She was on the floor. She couldn't get to it.
Sideline inbounds for Van Arsdalen. Out in front now to Rodriguez. Over to the wing it goes to Crossgrove. Crossgrove's pass deflected away by Rufer, and a foul going to be called on Crossgrove, pushing from behind. That'll be her second.
And that'll be their 11th, turnover of the evening.
Crossgrove and Dickinson, 2 fouls apiece. Stryker has nobody.
Amazing with 11 turnovers, and they're still just down 1.
Yeah, well, when it helps when your opponent is 3 for 16 from the field.
Yeah, really struggling right now, and it's...
And there haven't been very many runouts. There have been turnovers mostly in the half court.
Correct.
Rufer jump shot, no good from the baseline. Rebound to Hilltop. Coming the other way is Dickinson. Throws it out on top. Rodriguez triple banked it in. Bryn Rodriguez hits her second 3.
Bank is opening tonight.
10-8 Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 5 and change to play in the first half. Rotated back now to Falk. Falk is at 8, at 9, and they just beat the 10-second call. The pass then to the right side, knocked away by Molly Dickinson out of bounds.
Got too many Stryker Panthers going away from the basketball. They've got to start away, but they got to come back to it.
Evergreen leads Swanton 11-8 in boys basketball tonight. Turnover forced by Hilltop to Stryker. Coming the other way, a foul is going to be called as Rodriguez was making the pass. Cross court, it will go on Abby Oberlin, and it'll be her second foul of the game. So substituting in will be Taylor Rethmel. Patrick Henry, a 15-4 lead over Ayersville in boys hoops tonight. Good matchup there in the early going, as far as on paper. Pass for Baker to the post is deflected, loose, and going to be dug out by Dickinson of Hilltop. They'll reset. 4:35 left. We're in the second quarter. 10-8 Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Here's Baker, pushed out to the left point. Baker guarded right now by Freilich. And hands it off now to Rodriguez. Deflected away, got it back. Now it's Dickinson, stolen away by Rufer on the far sideline. Bounce pass now to Freilich. Freilich waits because they don't have numbers, and then her pass hits on the backside of Troy Grimm, who, by the way, if you're just tuning in, he's the coach. Not open.
Nope.
And is way out, and by the way, and way out of range, too. If he makes that catch cleanly, Troy's not seeing the rim, let alone making it.
No.
Right?
Correct. Plus, I'm pretty sure he's out of eligibility.
Yeah. Well, he might have his COVID year.
Well, that's true.
Hilltop basketball, Rodriguez. It'll be a reach and a foul. I'm sorry, Dickinson was releasing a pass, and she was fouled. And if they gave it to Rufer, and they did, it's her second.
Yeah.
So Rufer and Oberlin with 2 each for Stryker. Dickinson and Crossgrove have 2 for Hilltop. Stryker is going to dig deeper. Reese Creighton, we did see her the other night in some limited duty. She's a 5'4" sophomore in. Here is Hilltop losing it out of bounds off the inbounds. It was touched last by Molly Dickinson. So
nice hands there just to knock it off of her foot. I believe that was Emma Falk.
We've had some scattered play here from time to time. 10-8 game. Delta leads Tenora 22-17 boys hoops. That at the half. Here's Falk, jump stop, bounce pass Clemens. Nearly taken away by Dickinson, and then it's lost by Clemens out of bounds. So it's Hilltop ball and a timeout Hilltop. 3.5 to go first half. 10-8 Hilltop over Stryker on B-Rock Sports.
Attention Bryan shoppers, are you in the market for high quality appliances and furniture? Look no further than Direct Link Appliance and Furniture. They have a wide selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, as well as service on all makes and models. And coming soon, they'll be carrying Ashley Furniture and Jameson mattresses. Don't miss out on unbelievable prices and top-notch services on everything you need to turn your house into a home. Visit Direct Link Appliance and Furniture in Bryan today.
Welcome back. 3.5 to go first half. 10-8 Hilltop leads Stryker. We've touched on, you were longtime head basketball coach at the high school level. What's the situation like for Troy Grimm and Hilltop when you have a young and inexperienced team? You could be young and have some experience. He's got a little of both, though, young and inexperienced.
Yeah, it's and what they're obviously looking for right now is somebody to rise up to take care of the basketball and handle the basketball. And it's tough, but, kudos to both teams because they're both really young, although they have some experience, as you mentioned. That defensively, they're always going to be in ball games because they're dinning it up so well. I think that's part of the problem tonight offensively is that the defenses are both playing really well.
Out of the timeout, here's Van Arsdale into the baseline. Inside, it goes to Crossgrove. Muscled up, no good. That was just the third shot attempt for Hilltop in this quarter. And the rebound to Stryker. 10-8 our score. Over to the left on the wing it goes to Creighton. Creighton to the foul line now to Freilich. Out to Clemens. Clemens swings it right to Rethmel. Gives it right back for Clemens. Knocked away by Baker over the top using that 6'2 frame. And now it is Dickinson. Coming ahead now to Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Dickinson between the circles. 2:50 to go in the half. 10-8 Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. And too aggressive was Clemens that time, trying to tap the ball away for her first foul. Third foul of the quarter on Stryker.
My suggestion to Stryker down here on the offensive end is to not try to get the ball into the post when Libby Baker is guarding the post, but try to drag her out away from the post to get other action underneath.
Here's Van Arsdalen. Defender went down over the top and a wide open lay-in for Crossgrove. Great job in recognizing and seeing who was open and finding her for the lay-in. And Hilltop has their biggest lead of the ball game at 12-8. Here's Stryker in the half court. Clemens out to Rethmel for three. It's no good. And the rebound to Hilltop. Nearly taken back by Stryker. Tapped by Falk out of bounds. Coming back for Hilltop will be Bailey. Halftime score, Wayne Trace whipping Bryan 28-9. In girls hoops, it's Napoleon 28, BG 17.
And the shooting woes for Stryker continue. What are they, 1 of 7, I believe, this quarter?
2, 4, 6. 1 of 6 officially. Okay. The runner on the way, no good by Dickinson, but Hilltop snags the offensive rebound. Up 12-8. Both teams' biggest lead has been 4. And now a turnover, forced and stolen by Clemens. Going the other way. The layup won't drop. And a foul is going to be called on Hilltop. And it's going to put Clemens on the line. The foul will go on Kennedy Bailey. Her first.
I think they're...
Oh, the 23 the other way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Taylor Rethmel gets the foul on the follow-up. My mistake.
Yep.
So Rethmel gets the foul. That's the 4th Stryker foul. So Hilltop will be able to get to the foul line for the last minute 40 of this quarter and half. Here comes Bailey to the right side. Jumper for three, Rodriguez, and misfire that one. Out of bounds off Stryker.
Stryker's doing a fantastic job on Libby Baker. They are really limiting her touches on offense, and when they're out high. Her touches are out high.
And now a big cluster near midcourt that the officials are going to separate as the ball has not been put into play, and it's right back to the rugby scrum look. And we get a whistle again. No foul.
He's still explaining.
It's Hilltop Stryker. These are rivals.
And I'm telling you, it's just Freilich's just trying to stick like glue to Libby Baker.
And nice look high. Throw it high to your 6'2" kid, and they still got exactly what they wanted on the inbounds.
Yeah, there's a thought. Throw the ball high to your tall player.
14-8 Hilltop with the lead. Here comes Rethmel up ahead. Rethmel, bounce pass into the corner now. It goes to Creighton. Creighton's pass is wide of the target. Loose basketball and a foul from behind on Clemens, I think, trying to dig out a loose ball. And that would be her second.
That's a shame. I never did like that call. As a coach, I can tell you right now, I never liked that call when they were, unless it was obvious. When two girls are going, or two players going for the basketball, don't call foul. Unless somebody grabs somebody. That's anybody's ball.
So it's a two-shot opportunity here for Molly Dickinson, who has not scored, and, by the way, has played basically the entire half with two fouls.
Yeah, it was 2 minutes into the game that she picked up both those fouls, and I looked at the clock, and it was like 6:01.
She has been in and out a time or two, so she hasn't played the entire time, but when she's been on the floor, she's done a great job of staying away and out of trouble.
Agreed.
Second free throw, good. So she goes 2 for 2. Hilltop now 4 for 4 at the line in the half. And they have the biggest lead and continuing to add to the biggest lead. 16-8. They've outscored Stryker 9-2 in this quarter. Rethmel against the half-court pressure. 1:05 and counting to play in the half. Now it's Creighton. Her pass deflected, but gets to Falk. Back it goes to Creighton. Around to Light. Down low. Muscled up and in by Freilich.
Nice.
A much-needed field goal.
It was. And again, where was Baker? She was out, and that's what you got to do is try to get her when she's out and then get the ball down low.
An over and back call is going to be called. Clemens was trying to get it to route, and she hadn't established everything in the half court, so it's turnover.
Yeah. It was close, but you're right. She had not established.
Far side inbounds now coming up for Stryker and Emma Falk. See how this half ends here. Hilltop led by as many as 8. It's at 6, and Stryker has possession. Falk to Rethmel. Up ahead to Creighton. 35 seconds left in the first half. Creighton topped the key against the 2-3 zone. Over to Leip to Creighton. Right wing jumper for 3. Falk, no good. Board on the inside to Baker, and she's held, and we go to the other end. Two-shot opportunity now for Libby Baker. She has 6 in this first half. And let's see who that person. There were a couple of kids that were reaching. It'll be number 1 on Laura Light. By the way, Clemens, Rufer, and Oberlin all with 2 for Stryker. Crossgrove and Dickinson with 2 each for Hilltop. 2 shots now for Libby Baker. In and out on the first.
Boy, that pretty rotation, just a little too much action.
1 more for Libby Baker. Hilltop 1-4, Stryker 2-1. Again, this is a non-conference game. Missed on the second one as well. Rebound to Conley. Knocked away by Rethmel. Scramble for the loose ball. Going to go to Hilltop out in front, and Baker. 15 on the clock. Baker coming all the way around to the right side. Step back jumper is good. Libby Baker.
She made that look easy.
Here comes Stryker with 8 on the clock. Rethmel near side. It's going to be that should have been an over and back.
I was thinking the same thing.
Jumper for 3 is blocked by Crossgrove to end the half. So no harm, no foul on what should have been an over and back. And Hilltop will take their largest lead of the half into the locker room as they lead Stryker on this non-conference Friday night. 18-10. Our score. Hilltop over Stryker at the break. Our main stops halftime show coming up next.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio, and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Good luck to all Hilltop athletes and coaches as you compete in tonight's game. This message is being brought to you by the Hilltop Athletic Boosters. The Hilltop Athletic Boosters knows how hard every player and coach works and competes in every practice, meet, and game. If you'd like to be a member of the Hilltop Athletic Boosters, phone 419-799-0253 or like them on Facebook for more information. Good luck, Hilltop athletes and coaches from the Hilltop Athletic Boosters.
I'm here at Fackler Monument in Montpelier, Ohio with Sierra and Paul Rory Jr., the new owners. But really, Paul, your family has been serving the area for a long time.
That's right, Tim. We're the 3rd generation, and it all started with my Grandpa George.
Paul, many people are being cremated. Are there memorial options for cremation?
Many people still choose a headstone in which the ashes are placed under the monument and sealed within the stone. There's cremation benches where the ashes are placed in the legs of the bench, and there's also columbariums.
So, Sierra, there are many shapes and styles to choose from, whether a traditional burial or cremation?
That's right, and we understand that it can be a little overwhelming. That's why it's important to come talk to us so that we can guide you with our experience to help you pre-plan. Our experienced team realizes that it's not easy to select a memorial in a time of sorrow, so we invite you to come visit with us as part of your pre-planning.
Go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Andy Brigle, Suzanne Hollabaugh back out here at Stryker, 18-10. Hilltop assuming control in that second quarter. Let's see how the numbers shake out. Individually for the Hilltop Lady Cadets, Libby Baker leading the way, in fact leading all scorers with 8. Bryn Rodriguez with 6. Molly Dickinson with 2. And Sophia Crossgrove with 2 for Hilltop's total of 18. For the Stryker Panthers, Emma Falk with 4. Grace Freilich with 4. Aubrey Clemens with 2 for the total of 10. Stryker awful from the field in that first half. 4 for 22 unofficially from the field. 0 for 11 from the three-point line. Hilltop has been able to overcome turnovers in the first half. They have a few more than Stryker does because they shot better. 6 of 15, which is okay for a half of basketball. 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Also, Hilltop better at the foul line. 4 of 6 shooting free throws. Stryker was 2 for 2.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the turnovers for Hilltop, 16, and you're still up by 8. It's pretty amazing. But again, as you said, shooting the basketball better. I had them with 2 offensive, 10 defensive for a total of 12 rebounds. On the flip side, I had Stryker with just 9 turnovers, 3 offensive, 6 defensive for a total of 9 rebounds.
So our halftime score is added up to 18-10 here. Hilltop with the lead. So how does Hilltop get better? I think that was their biggest issue in handling the basketball. How do they get better in that area? I mean, I know it's going to be a process all year, but where do they need to make improvements based on your eye test tonight and watching?
Well, you know, you hate to see Libby Baker having to handle the basketball to bring it down the floor. She can. She's proven that. But you'd like to see her be able to get herself set up and get ready to score. So you'd like to see one of the younger kids kind of step up and be able to take that role of handling the basketball. Even if it's 2 or 3 of them, that's fine. So, as Hilltop, and I know Coach Grimm, he's working on that. The kids are working on that because they, too, would like to see Libby down close to the basket and being able to score more. So it's just a process. It's a learning process. It's going to be game to game, practice to practice.
All right, how about Stryker? Shot dreadful. You have to assume they're not going to continue to shoot that poorly in the second half. But where are Connor's biggest adjustments? Offensive end, defensive end? Where do you think?
I think offensively. Defensively, I thought they played pretty well. I know they're down 8, but that goes back to their shooting woes right now. I think defensively they've done a nice job. But Baker has 8. She's gotten a couple of those at the free throw line. She's gotten a couple on a inbounds play where they couldn't, they were jostling to try to guard her. I think overall they've done a really nice job defensively, Stryker. Both teams, actually, but Stryker has on offense, and I mentioned it there probably halfway through the quarter or whatever. I think she's going to dial up something here where it draws Libby Baker away from the basket so that they can get a little more action down underneath with Libby away from the basket, because she's intimidating. I mean, she's blocked a couple of shots already, and it's just she'll get in your mind, and then you don't want to shoot because you don't want to be blocked. So they've got to pull her away from the basket, and then try to establish something underneath.
18-10 at the half. Stryker trailing Hilltop. The main stops of Northwest Ohio. Halftime show continues in a moment.
Painting in the winter is now a possibility with Clark & Kensington's low VOC, making the paint smell very low. And Clark & Kensington is also ultra durable, resists cracking, peeling, and flaking, and provides a mold and mildew resistant finish, and has the primer built right in. So now is the time to freshen up the inside of your home with Clark & Kensington paint from Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan. You'll find all you need at Donaldson's, from brushes and rollers to the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington, Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Starks Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters. The Stryker Athletic Boosters is always proud to be a part of Stryker Athletics, and they want to salute the hard work of all the athletes that are competing this season. If you'd like to be a member of the Stryker Athletic Boosters, contact a coach or a booster member. Good luck and go Panthers from everyone associated with the Stryker Athletic Boosters.
Winding down halftime here tonight. A couple of quick reminders again. Tomorrow, boys basketball, Delta at Montpelier. It's a 4 o'clock JV start tomorrow. If you're planning on heading out to the game, if you want to tune in, we should be on the air 5:15, somewhere in that neighborhood tomorrow. Tuesday night, it's off to Eden for Eden and Montpelier in girls basketball coverage. Then on Friday night, another look at the Hilltop Lady Cadets, again at Eden next Friday night. And then Saturday night, and I believe that's our last girls game then of the 23 portion of the schedule. And then on Saturday night of next week, which would be December 16th, it will be a normal start time for Saturday basketball, and it's a renewal of one of the longer rivalries in the area in boys hoops, Defiance and Bryan. Defiance, extremely young, lost a lot of great players from last year's team, and they're out of the gates a little slowly. Bryan started 2-0, and it looks like they're going to be 2-1. They're getting smoked at Wayne Trace tonight, but Wayne Trace, a really good team, one of the better players in the area, and Brooks Lockoff. So that'll be next Saturday night here on B-Rock. So that's kind of a layout of the next week and change of basketball. We're going to take one final break on the Main Stop's halftime report. 18-10. Hilltop with the lead on Stryker. Start of the second half is on the way next.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen, and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Hello, I'm Paul Rorig Jr.
And I'm Sierra with the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
Are you searching for a lasting memorial to honor your loved ones? Let us guide you through the entire process of choosing a memorial with compassion and care.
Come visit our showroom. We have the largest indoor display in the tri-state area.
Fackler Monument Company, where 3 generations of tradition and trust come together.
Visit our website at facklermonument.com. We have been serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Teams getting their final instructions here. And for Stryker, they'll begin the second half with Aubrey Clemens, Allie Rufer, Abby Oberlin, Emma Falk, and Grace Freilich will start the second half. Hilltop will counter with Elena Van Arsdalen, who will be throwing it in. Tosses it into Bryn Rodriguez, Molly Dickinson, Sophia Crossgrove, and Libby Baker. Hilltop with a basketball. Baker, double on her on the right side of the lane. She gives it up now to Crossgrove. Crossgrove back to Baker. Baker twirling into the lane, gets the shot up, and a foul is going to be called. That looked clean.
Looked real clean.
If it was Oberlin, I think that's a missed call because I think she got all ball. But they didn't. They gave it to Freilich, so perhaps that was where they saw the contact. I only saw the Oberlin out in front.
I didn't see any contact.
Free throw is good by Libby Baker. By the way, Montpelier leads Fayette through 3 in girls basketball, 39-14. Second one from Baker is good. She's now 4 for 6. Hilltop as a team, 6 of 8 at the foul line, and the lead has gone to double digits. Stryker dug out of this hole last Tuesday night. Now they have another one to do here tonight. They force a turnover. Baker running the floor, lays it home. That's not a good start.
No.
4 quick points for Hilltop to begin, and they add to their lead at 22-10. Cross court with a basketball now is Oberlin. Runner from 12 is no good. Rebound to Hilltop, but it was taken right away by Rufer. Rufer gives it up now to Clemens. Rise and fire, triple. Rattles around multiple times. Won't go home. Off the rebound, it'll be touched last by Baker and stay with Stryker.
And that epitomizes their shooting tonight. That ball was in and around and down and out.
Terrific look, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the baseline, it'll be Falk. Backside cut, and the layup is no good. May have been partially blocked from behind. Coming back the other way, Rufer got the hustle deflection on Rodriguez to flip it out of bounds. Stays with Hilltop.
Rufer's had good hands tonight. She's gotten her hands on several balls. That right there was just pure hustle down the floor.
Halftime, Defiance 29, Paulding 16 in boys hoops. Here's Van Arsdalen. Backside pass through the hands of Rodriguez, but forced it into some traffic there. And now it's Falk. Falk down for Clemens. Back out to Falk. Rotates it around to Oberlin. Good ball movement over to Rufer on the wing. It's been not because of the ball movement. It's just them that's not making shots.
Nope, correct.
4 for 25 from the field now. Trailing 22-10. Pull-up jumper. Falk, no good. On the wing. Rebound offensively. So another try. Back in the lane it goes to Freilich. Surrounded, and then on her kick out, it's intercepted by Molly Dickinson. And Dickinson walks it across the timeline. Hilltop right to left. Dickinson angling right. Hands to Van Arsdalen. Van Arsdalen circle around out in front. Screen set by Rodriguez. Now it's Dickinson. Dickinson to the left side of the floor. To the corner to Van Arsdalen. Back out to Dickinson. Top of the key now to Crossgrove. To the post to Baker. Turnaround jumper won't drop. Rebound, Oberlin. Couple of scores running in now as we are getting to halftime. Edgerton and Archibald tied at 23 in girls hoops. Patrick Henry on top of Ayersville in boys, 19-16. Here, Stryker, they give it up again.
Third turnover already.
Yeah, in 2.5 minutes of play here in the second half. And Hilltop has expanded their lead to 22-10. It's a 16-3 stretch. It was 7-6, or 16-4 stretch. Turnaround rolls in for Baker. It was 7-6 Hilltop after 1. It's 24-10 or now 24-10 now Hilltop, as we see Hilltop on a 17-4 run. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back.
Fall is a great time to work on your home. Is your home well insulated? Field Supply Center in Blakesley is now stocking the Attic Cat and the Pro Cap blown insulation system. Forget about the dust from the old blown insulation. Attic Cat is the new clean way to insulate your walls and attic. Field Supply Center also offers CertainTeed Landmark shingles, one of the best shingles for your roof. Now is the time to take care of your home. Whether you need insulation, shingles, siding, or window, make Field Supply in Blakesley your first stop.
5:19 remaining third quarter, 24-10. Hilltop with the lead. They have the first 6, and that's not a lot. It's not a huge run, but there are more red flags for Stryker on the offensive end where it could be worse.
Yeah, and the 6 belonged to Libby Baker, and they did such a nice job in the first half, I felt, on her, even though she had 8. I still thought they did a really nice job on her defensively. Now she has the first 6 coming out. Yeah, and offensively, Stryker just can't get a shot to fall. And it's been good ball movement, but sometimes that gets into your head, then you really do start to struggle.
Yeah. Shooting is as mental a thing as there is out there. It's like hitting a baseball.
Yep.
If you're in a slump in baseball.
Yep. Sometimes it's hard to dig yourself out of it.
Stryker basketball coming out of that timeout. Jogging it across the timeline is Clemens. Hilltop goes back to his own. Now more of a 3-2 look defensively. Out high, now it's to Falk. Falk rotates it over to Oberlin.
And interesting because Baker's like on a wing. She's not even at the top of the 2-3 or down low.
Well, whatever it is, they just forced another giveaway.
Yeah.
And a chance to add to the lead here, already in control, up 24-10. Here's Crossgrove. Now they'll dump it into Baker. Inside out, and good ball movement by Hilltop to get it around. Short corner entry to Baker. Puts it on the deck, and on the spin, a hand check. Going to go on Emma Falk. And back to the line goes Libby Baker. Young lady who just makes a living there, and she knew that percentage had to go up from last year at the foul line because she's going to be able to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Hilltop as a team only shoots 54% at the line. That foul shot no good on the season. Again, small sample size. 5 games in. Baker came in at 71% and has been pretty good here tonight as she splits the pair there. 2, 4, 6, 8. So she's 5 of 8 at the foul line tonight. The lead is 25-10, and on a reach on Hilltop, we're going to get a foul called. It will be Dickinson getting number 3. So she's the first player to 3, but Troy Grimm trusted her a lot in that first half, so she's not coming out again.
I was going to say, she got her first 2 minutes of the game.
Back to a 2-3? Yeah, 2-3 look. A pass to the post that literally 6'2" Baker just reached over and did it. And she reached over the top completely clean.
Yeah, it was.
Touched nobody and just ripped it away from Stryker.
That's why I'm giggling a little bit. Uh-oh, that's Dickinson, I believe.
It's a moving screen.
Yep.
And it's her 4th.
Yep.
Now Troy Grimm may have to make a move, potentially here. 4:13 remains in the third. Final score, Montpelier 50 and Fayette 18. Again, all these games you're hearing, these are non-conference. The schedule will start for the BBC and everybody in January. On the right wing, it's Rethmel. Out to Oberlin. She showed a little emotion after drawing that screen, so she see if she can maybe jumpstart Stryker. Facing up, firing from 15, and not making again is Falk, but it's ripped away by Clemens. Clemens muscles it home. Her first field goal of the game. Stryker's first points of the second half.
Maybe that'll be a spark.
25-12 Hilltop.
Because they certainly need something.
3:35 left in the third. Hilltop possession. To the right wing to Van Arsdalen. Dribble drive baseline. Shot is blocked, but also a foul on Taylor Rethmel, which will be 2 on her. And Elena Van Arsdalen, who has not scored, will go to the line for a pair. Again, we will see Montpelier on Tuesday as they face Eden in girls hoops. Then we get the conference game coming right out of the break that first week. Foul shot no good by Van Arsdalen. Subbing in for Dickinson is going to be Kennedy Bailey. Free throw number 2 by Van Arsdalen is good. 26-12, Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Up the floor now, intended for Rethmel, denied away, and going to be deflected away off Rethmel. And Crossgrove got hands in there to force the turnover.
Yes, turnover of the quarter for Stryker, putting them at 15 total. And I have Hilltop at 19 with just 3 on the quarter so far.
Kenley Rout back in for Hilltop, played quite a bit in that first half. Up near midcourt and spinning into the front court is Bailey, and a moving screen is going to be called on Rout.
Yeah, she just didn't quite get there, and she was set, but she didn't get set in time.
Suzanne, when you have a young team like both these two, and we're going to see this a lot, how does your teaching change in practice?
Well, you definitely, I mean, you know, most of the time I did fundamentals anyways, didn't matter what my team was made up of, but you really, really stress the fundamentals when you have youth.
And you got to be a lot more patient, don't you?
Yes, you do.
If you're going to play youth, you got to learn to
you accept the good with the bad.
Get on that roller coaster.
Yep, absolutely.
Oberlin's jumper for 2, no good. Out of bounds off the miss. It'll belong to Hilltop. Sometimes you play youth out of necessity. Yep. Sometimes you play youth out of just the eye-popping talent to get a freshman or 2 on the floor. Yep. This year I think it's a little of both for the kids that are playing, because we've seen the flashes from the freshmen that are playing in these games, and they're earning their time on the floor. There's no doubt about that. But there's also a necessity, particularly on the Stryker end of things, with their numbers. So that's Rethmel's third for Stryker. 14 fouls on Stryker, 3 on Hilltop in this third quarter. Inbounds on a lob to Baker at the foul line. Comes right back to the inbounds person, Dickinson, whose shot is blocked out of bounds, but it was touched last by Stryker, so it remains Hilltop ball.
Yeah, and you try to stay patient. You just, again, it's just teaching, and you just hope they're absorbing and improving.
From 17 is good for Baker. And again, that's what makes her so even more lethal, because she can step out and hit that jumper.
She has range.
17 for Libby Baker tonight. And the lead is 16, 28-12. 3 ball, no good. Rebound and putback is blocked. Almost just grabbed. And now bringing it the other way, Baker. 1-on-1. Jump stop on the low right side. Layup is good. Libby Baker, and Connor Roofer has seen enough. It is all Hilltop now. They got the red and white machine rolling, up 30-12 on B-Rock Sports.
I'm here at Fackler Monument in Montpelier, Ohio, with Sierra and Paul Rory Jr., the new owners. But really, Paul, your family has been serving the area for a long time.
That's right, Tim. We're the 3rd generation, and it all started with my Grandpa George.
Paul, many people are being cremated. Are there memorial options for cremation?
Many people still choose a headstone in which the ashes are placed under the monument and sealed within the stone. There's cremation benches where the ashes are placed in the legs of the bench, and there's also columbariums.
So, Sierra, there are many shapes and styles to choose from, whether a traditional burial or cremation?
That's right, and we understand that it can be a little overwhelming. That's why it's important to come talk to us so that we can guide you with our experience to help you pre-plan. Our experienced team realizes that it's not easy to select a memorial in a time of sorrow, so we invite you to come visit with us as part of your pre-planning.
Go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
And out of the timeout, an ill-advised turn. Those drive coaches crazy.
Yes.
And again, there was no pressure coming up the floor. They were waiting at half court and on the just kind of threw it to an area, nobody home, and miscommunication, and it's a giveaway. So Hilltop basketball up 30-12. Swinging around to the left side, Bailey has it now. Ball pressure, got the takeaway by Oberlin, and then on the pass, it's deflected, but right into Roofer's hands. And now here comes Stryker and Oberlin across the timeline. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. 30-12, Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. I would have never guessed this kind of a spread in this game tonight.
No, I thought this one was going to be close all the way.
To the high post it goes, and it's to Clemens, and a tie-up by Hilltop. It'll stay with Stryker.
Yeah, I was really anticipating this one to be much closer.
Inbounds, Rethmel jump shot, no good for 3. Rebound of the air ball goes to Hilltop. It's ripped away by Roofer. She can't put it in. Crossgrove gets a second rebound, and this time Roofer, probably out of frustration, gets the foul, and it'll be her third. And it'll put Hilltop on the line with $1:40 to go in the third quarter, up 30-12.
Yeah, you know they're all extremely frustrated because they just cannot buy one. I have them one of 10?
11.
11?
Well,
11, yep.
And that would make them 5 of 33 for the night.
Yikes.
It's just, I mean.
That's just uncharacteristic.
And that's unwinnable basketball.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
After
right.
3, Wayne Trace, 42. Bryan, 24 in boys hoops. Freilich and in for Rethmel. There will be nights that's going to be just the opposite, where Stryker's going to fill it.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, not one of those. Crossgrove getting 1 of 2.
Yep.
To give her 3 on the night. It's 31-12 as Oberlin has the ball knocked away from her. Connor Rufer was hoping for a foul call.
I kind of was thinking the same thing. Thought she got karate chopped there a little bit.
Far side inbounds for Kenley Rout. Brings it in for Baker near midcourt. Still in the backcourt. Rotates it around to Rout, who was stumbling as that catch was being made. She really never had a chance.
No.
Turned it over. Loose ball. Almost took it back. And now coming up is Libby Baker on a reach. And that's just her first foul of the game with 1:25 left in the third.
Wow.
It will be in the backcourt. Stryker possession.
Just trying to process it. She just has that one foul, but she really has, I mean, she's played clean.
Looping it ahead now into Oberlin's hands. Oberlin is going to draw the foul on, if it's Rout, it will be her third, and it is. 4 for Dickinson.
A little bit of a makeup call, I think, for the karate chop over there, because I didn't see much on that one.
And Oberlin to the line for a pair. Her first trip to the line. She has not scored tonight. 1:16 remaining in the third quarter. 31-12 it remains. Oberlin unable to cash in at the free throw line. Second one is good. 31-13. Hilltop pushing it ahead now is Kelsey Conley. Conley had it knocked away. It was deflected. And retreating, getting it is Conley. Baker swings it around now to Rout. And a foul is going to be called on Oberlin. And Kenley Rout will get a couple free throws now. So 2 shots here for the sophomore, Kenley Rout. Missed the first one. Next up for Stryker will be a matchup at home against North Central. That will be a Monday game. And then at Evergreen to end the week. Next 2 weeks they'll play Monday games. Hilltop will be at Hicksville on Monday. Free throw number 2 is no good. And then we'll see them at Eden next Friday night. Actually, that Evergreen game will be a Saturday game. So Monday, Saturday schedule for Stryker. Hilltop nearly forced another turnover. 31-13 Cadets. 53 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just that one, the gal didn't come to meet the pass. You gotta meet that pass. Didn't have a lot of mustard on it anyways.
Skip pass over to Rufer on the left side. 19 on the game for Baker. She had 33 in the win over North Central earlier this week. At the high post, it's Freilich, bounces it out to Oberlin, down to the corner to Rufer. 35 seconds left, and a foul on Kenley Rout, which would be her 4th.
Man, I thought that was all ball too. These guys are calling quite a few fouls, and some of them I'm just not seeing. Both teams are extremely aggressive defensively.
And now they must have switched a foul because they have Kenley at 3 fouls. I had her at 4. Rufer missing the first free throw. She has not scored tonight. You play enough basketball, you're going to have nights like this offensively.
Yep.
And again, let's be clear about something. Hilltop has had a lot to do with it on the defensive end.
Yes, they have. They swarm. They are very swarming. Wherever the ball's at, they tend to be right there with it.
1 of 2, 31-14. Stryker gets a giveaway with 28 seconds left. All right, here's Reese Creighton on the wing. Creighton out to Oberlin. High post to Falk. Falk bounces it to Oberlin. Baseline right side now to Reese Creighton. 15 to shoot. Out to Oberlin from downtown. Way off, no good. Off the miss of the three. Snapping it ahead, running the floor now is Bailey. Can't make the catch cleanly. And now Bailey commits the foul with 5.5 seconds left in this third quarter. And will walk to the other end and put Emma Falk on the line.
Yeah, that was just frustration over not getting the handle on that pass.
Emma Falk has been held to 4 tonight. We'll shoot a pair here with 5.5 seconds left, quarter number 3. 31-14. Hilltop leading Stryker on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. It was a 7-6 game after 1. Hilltop. Free throw by Falk is missed. 18-10 at the intermission, and then really expanding on the lead here in this third quarter.
Yep. Thought it would be more of like the first quarter all the way through. Just hasn't panned out that way.
0 for 2. Rebound Baker. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Are they going to get a shot away? Yep. Good if it goes. It's off the heel. No good for Rout for 3. 3 in the books here in Stryker. Hilltop 31, Stryker 14. This is Girls Hoops on a Friday on V-Rock Sports.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning Battery System delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
And we welcome you back out here to Stryker. 31-14, Hilltop with the lead. They had a 4 of 7, a very efficient 4 for 7 from the field third quarter. They're now 10 of 22 for the game. Stryker 1 for 12 from the field, so they are 5 for 34 from the field tonight, and they trail 31-14.
Yeah, and I guess the good news for Stryker is non-conference.
Yep.
You know, you get a look at them, you'll be able to make some adjustments for the next time around when it actually for sure counts. Not that games don't count, but you know what I mean.
Fort Jennings leads North Central in boys basketball, 47-31. The score. Here it is 31-14, Hilltop and the ball. Van Arsdalen on the baseline and the first offensive touch. Now it's Baker. Molly Dickinson back in with the 4 fouls, and Hilltop is going to be guilty of the turnover as Crossgrove had it fumbled out of bounds. Girls hoops, North Central trailing Pettisville 30-8 last we heard. Jason Waldvogel, I think, I know he has a team that he really likes. And he's got a good mix of some youth and older kids. Going to the line now will be Grace Freilich as she's butchered on her way up with a shot.
And he does such a nice job. Jason was batting at it a long, long time, and he knows what he's doing, that's for sure. He brings his kids along, and you see improvement all the time.
Sophia Crossgrove gets the foul. Freilich, who has scored 4, hits her first free throw to make it a 31-15 Hilltop lead. Girls final, Napoleon 49, Bowling Green 27. Second one is good. Half dozen for Freilich. 31-16. Does Stryker have enough for a move here? Still a lot of ball to play. 7:20 and counting. Got to hit shots, though. Crossgrove touches it over now to Rodriguez. Inside to Baker, who makes a nice move and finishes in traffic.
Yeah. Drew, 3?
Yeah.
And still finishes.
21 for Libby Baker. 33-16. Off the right side, Clemens. Now out to Oberlin from downtown, no good. Rebound to Rodriguez up the floor for Baker, who went and got it and then laid it home.
Holy cow.
Great job by Baker.
Yeah.
Saved a turnover, and not only saved just the basketball, still had the athletic ability to get a reverse layup and finish. Just announce it. That's your play of the game.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to write it down.
Best one tire in service, best play of the night was right there.
Right there.
That just saved us some time in the postgame.
There you go, because that was a beauty, wasn't it?
35-16.
And I would think about maybe getting her out, or did he?
Inside, the layup is good for Allie Rufer. Allie Rufer makes it a 35-18 Hilltop lead.
Maybe another minute or two, but I wouldn't let her go much longer.
6:25 remaining in this one. Here's Crossgrove left side. Ball knocked away, and it's Rethmel who is ridden out of bounds by Sophia Crossgrove, who will get her fourth. She joins Dickinson with 4 fouls. Nobody on Stryker with 4.
A lot of frustration fouls tonight by young ladies because they either have mishandled something and missed an easy shot or whatever, and then they come back and it's just frustration. You foul. You either foul for 2 reasons. You're frustrated or you're out of position.
Down low it goes to Freilich. Inside back out to Falk. Around the horn. Oberlin for 3. No good. Still no threes tonight. Traveling violation, and on the rebound by Crossgrove for Hilltop. 6 minutes to go.
That's one of those where you want your girls sometimes just to power dribble out of that mess and have your guard come down to get the outlet.
A 3, that's no good from the wing from Freilich. 35-18 off of Stryker. The Hilltop ball. Coming back in will be Kenley Rout for Hilltop in place of Sophia Crossgrove. Troy Grimm has such a good temperament as on those sidelines, and I think he's a perfect fit for a young basketball team.
I agree.
Jump shot on the way because he's ultra positive. That 3's no good and out of bounds, and I think that's another piece to the puzzle when you have a young basketball team, is staying positive.
You have to stay. You definitely have to stay because they know their mistakes, and it's not like they like making them. You don't have to reinforce those mistakes, but you have to reinforce the good things.
Baker over to Van Arsdalen. Jump shot on the way is no good for 3. Rebound putback, though, is up and in. And I believe it was it was Baker.
As I say, I
Baker.
missed it too.
25 for Libby Baker. I had jotted a number down, a stat, and then Andy just followed the ball.
Me too. I was putting the rebound down.
Nice drive and finish that time by Abby Oberlin.
That was pretty.
And an and one opportunity here for Oberlin. 37-20. Laura Leip in for Grace Freilich for Stryker.
That's one thing, and because, again, we've done Stryker games for years now, and you've watched them play for longer than that, and they're going to keep playing. They're never going to throw the towel in.
Nope. 4 for Oberlin, and almost got the steal. Rufer deflected it away.
There's no white towels of surrender in this group.
Up ahead towards midcourt. Baker with a catch. Baker with a bounce pass to Rout. Layup, no good. Rebound on the far side. That putback is no good. And the board to Stryker. Trailing 37-21 with 5 to go in this one.
That was a pretty pass.
Rethmel's 3 is an air ball, no good.
And I don't think I've seen this many air balls out of a Stryker team as well.
Stryker gets a steal in transition. Rethmel to Oberlin. Oberlin, top the key. Out of the right side to Rethmel. Back out to Oberlin. Cutting through to Rufer. Inside, back out. Leip gets her feet set. In and out on a 3. And out of bounds off of Hilltop. Coming back in will be Aubrey Clemens. Jumper again, Leip for 3 is no good. That was from the opposite side wing. Coming out with a rebound is Rodriguez for Hilltop. Up ahead to Van Arsdalen for Baker. Hustling back. Oberlin got the steal. She saved to Rethmel. Rethmel now transition. Rethmel to the baseline. Now to Leip. and a traveling violation on Laura Leip with 4:14 remaining.
Now, on the positive side for Stryker, that's their first turnover of the quarter. You're always looking for something positive.
Yeah, sure are.
And that was definitely one.
37-21 Hilltop. Here's Van Arsdale into route. Jumper for three on the right point. No good. And Sales out of bounds.
And that was a nice extra pass, but shot was just errant.
Coming back in for Stryker will be Reese Creighton. Delta 45 to Nora 36. That's a final. So Delta will come in 2-0 to that matchup against Montpelier tomorrow. Here's Taylor Rethmel in the half court. In the lane, the runner by Clemens drops in. Aubrey Clemens, who was double figures on Tuesday night, held to 6 tonight so far.
Another positive right there, though. She realized where the defense was at, and she attacked the basket, but yet stopped short before she got all the way in.
Back cut for Van Arsdale and thrown away by Rodriguez. Another trip that comes up empty. I know it's 3.5 to go. I know you're up 14, but it may be Troy Grimm might take a timeout.
Yeah, it needs to talk to him about, listen, girls, we have the 14-point lead. Let's just kind of try to take care of the basketball. We don't have to score. If it's a layup, we'll take it.
Here's Rethmel against the half-court trap. Out in front now to Creighton. Creighton against the 2-3 then is what they'll fall back into through the pass wide of Rethmel and out of bounds, and it's a giveaway.
And I'm guessing, it's hard to tell from up here, but I'm guessing that Hilltop also has length because they make passes very difficult, or it appears they're making passes really difficult.
Pass by Rodriguez, taken away by Oberlin at midcourt. 3:15 remaining. 37-23, 26 now as they get their first three of the game. It's Taylor Rethmel for three. Lead is 11. And now stepping out of bounds, Rufer forced the turnover, and Troy Grimm is up off the bench and wants a timeout. Is it too little too late, or does Stryker have a big final push in them? 3:04 to go, 37-26 Cadets. We'll be right back.
You work hard for your money. That's why we see to it that your money works hard for you, not someone else. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, our earnings belong to our members and go right back to work for you, from better rates to lower fees. We've got the products and people to help you build a more fantastic future every step of the way. Join 14,000 other people just like you who want to do more with their money. Imagine a different possibility at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back out here to Stryker, 37-26. Hilltop with the lead. 3:04 left in this one. 3 timeouts left for both teams. 3 fouls in the quarter on Hilltop, none on Stryker. 25 for Libby Baker to lead all scorers here tonight. Stryker just connected on their first 3 after being... They'd missed their first 22 from three-point distance and then buried one to cut it. This is as close as they've been in a while. Final in boys, 54-42. It is Wayne Trace beating Bryan. This is an interesting trip here. Can you make one? This one's a big one to get it to 3 or to single digits, and they just did. Rethmel from the wing, and it's an 8-point game. And now a hold. Stryker's got to commit fouls now. That was just their first foul of the quarter. The personal foul is going to go on. Did they get that on Rethmel? No, 12.
Yep.
It'll be number 3 on Clemens.
Oh, 12, yeah.
And now a foul on Abby Oberlin as Baker goes to the deck. That'll be 3 on Oberlin. That's just the second foul. When you're at 2:45 to go and you're only at 2 fouls, you got to get there, and you're down 8.
Yep.
So another full court.
If they don't steal it here, they probably foul again.
Yep. Bryn Rodriguez to toss it in against this full court pressure. She can't find anybody. Now flashing and getting it is Dickinson. And a blocking foul on Rethmel. That'll be her 4th. And that's the 3rd foul, so now they have one more to give.
That would have been huge had he called that a charge. I didn't think it was one, but it would have because the momentum has already shifted to Strikers, and that would have been huge.
They go inbounds to Baker, who will just bring it herself. Baker all the way down to the block. Good decision to bring it out.
Yep.
Up 8 with 2:35. A reach and a foul on Clemens will be her 4th. Hicksville beats Continental in boys hoops 49-24. So now that's 4 fouls, and they did a good job of getting those fouls. Now they'll be sending, and again, if you're just tuning into your first high school game tonight, it's 5 fouls a quarter, then a reset. No more 1-and-1s in high school basketball. 2 shots. That's all we shoot, or and-ones. And a nice spin and take and finish by Libby Baker.
Yeah, and there was absolutely no help anywhere around, and I was kind of surprised by that because they've been doubling her at most of the evening.
27 for Baker. 39-29 Hilltop. 2:08 remaining. Clemens top of the key.
And one of the things I'm sure Coach Grimm said was get out there on that three-point line.
Oberlin's 3, no good. Rebound to Hilltop, and a reach and a foul on Oberlin. No, a travel. Oberlin forced the travel, beg your pardon. So it's a Hilltop giveaway with a $1:59.
10th of the quarter. That makes them, let me see here, 25 total, 35 total. I don't know, I'll have to look that up.
High post. Facing up with it now, it's Clemens. Puts it on the deck, whirling her way to the basket, and it spins out on her, no good. Rebound, Hilltop and Baker, and a reach and a foul on Stryker with 1:49 remaining.
I was ready to circle that one.
And Baker will stroll to the other end. That is going to be it for Abby Oberlin. She is fouled out and will finish with 4.
And she has been everywhere defensively you can imagine.
5 of 8 at the foul line, 5 of 9 at the foul line now for Libby Baker. 39-29 Hilltop on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 1:49 to play, and it's now 40-29 as Baker gets point number 28 on the game. Here's Stryker in the half court. Skip pass over to Rethmel, looking for her 3rd 3. Off target on that one. Long rebound, though, to Clemens. Leip. Now it's Rethmel. Right point for 3. That's good. 9 for Taylor Rethmel. The lead is 8 again. 40-32 Hilltop. 123-122. Baker in the front court. Over to Rout. I'd come get her.
Yeah. I'd be found her right now.
It's a sophomore, or if you can get, is there another freshman? Nope, the other freshman, yeah, Crossgrove is out there. I think I find her to get her to the line, but Rodriguez turns the corner and lays it in. It's a moot point now. Bryn Rodriguez with 8. 60 seconds to play. 42-32 Hilltop.
Turned that corner, and there wasn't a single white jersey around.
Leip, they're taking way too much time. Now Clemens with a step-back 3, off target, no good. Rebound in the corner to Rethmel. Rethmel is fouled on the play. They don't want that. By the way, Fort Jennings has defeated North Central tonight, 61-43 in boys basketball. Girls basketball, Pettisville 41 and North Central 11. We have a timeout on the floor here with 47 seconds left. 42-32. Hilltop back in a moment.
Hi, this is Mackenzie Now with Andres O'Neill and Lowe Insurance Agency. Having a winning tradition for over 100 years is a big deal for any team. As our team at Andres O'Neill and Lowe Insurance Agency celebrates this milestone, we know success does not happen by accident. It takes great teammates and partners like Central Insurance. By dedicating ourselves to the community, our clients, and each other, Andres O'Neill and Lowe has consistently risen above the rest in protecting your family, assets, and businesses. Thank you to all who have played a role in this 100-year journey. Learn more at andresoneillandlowe.com.
47 seconds left in this one. 42-32 our score. Hilltop leading Stryker. Hilltop led by 17 at the end of 3 on 2 occasions here in the 4th. Stryker's gotten it to 8, but unable to get any closer.
Yeah, and that's really amazing when you look at the shooting percentage that they've even been able to get it within 8.
Baseline inbounds, it comes in. Freylake, that shot was partially blocked and ends up in Baker's hands. And now Hilltop the other way. Baker, drive and dish now to Crossgrove. 33 seconds to play. Out in front to Rout, and now it's going to be them completely out of time as Rethmel will foul with 30 seconds left. That'll be her fifth. She hit 3 threes in this fourth quarter to help a push back into the game, and will leave with 9 as she becomes the second Panther to foul out. Kenley Rout shooting a pair. She's 0 for 2 at the line tonight. Her first attempt is no good. 42-32. Hilltop is going to leave here 2-4 on the season. Remember, this was a 16-win team a year ago. Lost in the sectional final to Pettisville. Second one, no good. Rebound to Falk. Stryker going to drop to 2-2 on the season. 22 seconds left. Jumper from Falk for 3, no good. Rebound to Hilltop, and let's see if nope, Connor is still saying come get him. Yeah. 14 seconds left. Leip gives the foul. Her second, and 2 more free throws to add to the Hilltop total now, with 14 to play. By the way, I want to thank athletic director here at Stryker, Kent Holsopple. Always does a great job of taking care of us.
Yes.
Bryn Rodriguez to the line to shoot a pair. Again, tomorrow, Delta Montpelier in boys basketball, 4 o'clock JV game. So we'll be on the air 5 to 5:15, somewhere in that neighborhood. Second free throw attempt is no good as well. Rebound. Baker tried to save it and did off of a Panther with 12 to play.
What hustle.
You love to see it. Even 12 seconds to go and you're up 10.
Yep.
Rodriguez into Baker and muscles it up, no good.
I thought she was going to get to go.
Freylake gets the foul. Baker to the line again. 28 for her. Can she get to the 30-point plateau after 33 on Tuesday? She's got to hit both. Barry's the first one.
One away. That was after a pretty quiet first half with, I think, 8.
Yeah. In and out on the second. 21 second half points. Could be the final trip of the night. 7 to shoot. 43-32 Hilltop. A pull-up 3 from Falk is good. And Hilltop inbounds at the horn. It will be an 8-point Hilltop win. 43-35. Cadets get the W. We'll be back for the post-game show in just a moment.
The weather is turning the corner, and it's a great time to freshen up the outside of your home with Clark & Kensington Paint from Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan. You'll find all you need at Donaldson's, from brushes and rollers to the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington. It's ultra durable, resists cracking, peeling, and flaking, provides a mold and mildew-resistant finish with VOC, and it can be applied in temperatures as low as 35 degrees. So finish up your painting projects with paint from Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place.
Unwrap adventure at Knocking Point Outfitters. Gift cards and Scent Crusher brand products, the perfect pair for outdoor enthusiasts. Located on County Road 17, just south of US Route 6, outside of Bryan. Knocking Point Outfitters, where the journey begins.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
Are you in need of quality furniture and appliances? Look no further than Direct Link Appliance and Furniture. With Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, and now featuring Ashley Furniture and Jameson mattresses, you'll find everything you need for your home. Plus, their trained technicians provide service on all makes and models of appliances. With unbeatable prices and impeccable customer service, Direct Link Appliance and Furniture is your one-stop shop for all your home needs. Don't wait. Shop Direct Link Appliance and Furniture today.
Good luck to all Hilltop athletes and coaches as you compete in tonight's game. This message is being brought to you by the Hilltop Athletic Boosters. The Hilltop Athletic Boosters knows how hard every player and coach works and competes in every practice, meet, and game. If you'd like to be a member of the Hilltop Athletic Boosters, phone 419-799-0253 or like them on Facebook for more information. Good luck, Hilltop athletes and coaches from the Hilltop Athletic Boosters.
Welcome back out here. We are in Stryker. Non-conference girls basketball from the BBC belongs to Hilltop tonight as they win it by the final score of 43-35, led by as many as 17 tonight in getting this W. Let's take a look at the final totals. Libby Baker, another sensational night. Double-double for her. She finishes with a game-high 29 in the win. Bryn Rodriguez, 8. Sophia Crossgrove with 3. Molly Dickinson with 2. And Elena Van Arsdalen scores 1 tonight. For the Stryker Lady Panthers, 9 for Taylor Rethmel on 3 threes. 7 for Emma Falk. 6 for Grace Freilich. 6 for Aubrey Clemens. 4 for Abby Oberlin, 3 for Allie Rufer. As far as team-wise, shooting the basketball, Hilltop a very respectable 15 of 31, a very good 15 of 31 from the field, 2 of 9 from the three-point line. Stryker, 12 of 54 shooting tonight, 4 of 30 from behind the three-point line. Hilltop, 11 of 24 at the foul line. Stryker, 7 of 11. Coach H?
Okay, to round it out for the Stryker Lady Panthers, I had them with 19 turnovers on the evening. I had 8 offensive, 9 defensive for a total of 17. For the Victorious Lady Cadets of Hilltop, I had them with 35 turnovers, 4 offensive, 26 defensive for a total of 30 rebounds.
And we're going to hand the headsets over to head coach Troy Grimm as Hilltop wins here tonight in this one, 43-35. Troy, congratulations on the win here tonight. You know, tough schedule to start the year. You would love that to have been a little bit different start. I mean, when you face the teams that you've played with, a young and inexperienced basketball team, but it looks as if they are growing, they're improving, they're getting better. We saw improvement as this game wore on here tonight. Yeah. Is that something you're seeing on a regular basis?
Yeah, the first couple games were not things of beauty by no means, and a lot of that credit goes to the teams we played. I mean, Montpelier took it to us, basically, to be honest. But we're growing because we're so young. I hate to use that as a reason or excuse, but, you know, I said we got 5 girls that never played varsity before. That's a big deal.
Sure it is.
I mean, Bryn BR, she's coming off an ACL that happened her freshman year, so she hasn't played since 8th grade as well. So the more we get acclimated to playing with each other, and obviously it's no secret, you know, we got to go through Libby. And she stepped it up the last couple games.
Boy, she really does. She does so much for you. Not only does she score, but she involves everybody so well, too.
She does a fantastic job of that. I mean, of seeing when she gets doubled, kicking it out. We just got to get better at knocking shots down and taking care of the ball when she does that.
So, I had you unofficially 15 of 31 from the field. You'll take that any night. I know they got a lot more shots than you did, but it got into scramble mode. And that's another thing. You build a 17-point lead through 3. You knew a run or two was coming, and you did a great job of keeping them at arm's length.
Yeah, we knew that. I was sitting over talking to Brent and said, you know, this is Stryker. They're going to knock down a couple threes, and the crowd gets in it. And, I mean, that 17-point lead is comfortable when you're with a minute to go at Stryker, not when there's another whole quarter to go.
Yeah.
And there's a little sweating going on over there. I'm not going to lie. I mean, because those girls, Connor has those, they're not going to stop. I mean, it's Stryker basketball. That's their tradition. I mean, there's no quitting those girls.
Yeah. What do you want to keep seeing out of this group as you move through, like, the holidays, get through December, get into a new year? What are some – how would you like to see this team continue to grow?
Our guard play has to get better. I mean, it has gotten better, but we just got to continue to get better and get stronger with the ball. Sometimes we just turn and throw the ball thinking somebody's going to be there. You know, we're trying to tell them to slow. They get going too fast, which is what anybody wants to do when they press you. Too fast and let them make the mistake. Well, sometimes we get in that mode, and that's not what we want to do. But, I mean, that's what we do when you got sophomores and freshmen, basically.
Well,
that's what we got.
Congratulations on the win. A good week for you. You get a couple of wins this week and more momentum. We'll see you next Friday night over at Eden as well.
Oh, okay.
So congrats on the win here tonight against Stryker.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Troy Grimm, head coach of the Hilltop Lady Cadets, as they win this here tonight, 43-35. And we already had announced that Libby's play, the save, and ended up being a lay-in, our best one tire in service, best play of the night. Suzanne and I's next broadcast for girls basketball will happen on Tuesday night. It'll be Eden hosting Montpelier coming up on Tuesday. The next broadcast of high school basketball tomorrow, Delta Montpelier in boys basketball, and that will be about a 5 o'clock, 5:10 start, somewhere in that neighborhood with the pregame show. Again, our final tonight in non-conference basketball. Hilltop moves to 2-4. Stryker falls to 2-2. Lady Cadets win 43-35. Stay tuned. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union scoreboard show begins now on B-Rock Sports.